Freedom Rides of 1961. The 1960s saw a big increase in people trying to establish racial equality, in other words, trying to change the law. And the Freedom Rides was one of these attempts at doing this. In 1960, the Supreme Court had ruled that racial segregation on buses moving from one state to another, interstate buses they were called, was totally illegal, just like it was in Montgomery with Rosa Parks for them to do it. It was illegal moving across different states. This meant in the bus stations, in the waiting rooms, and even the restaurants in the bus terminals, you couldn't have any black and white areas. Two students decided to test this. They decided to go on a very long journey by sitting at the front of a bus where black students shouldn't have done, to see what would happen. That was then followed up by this idea of Freedom Rides, where 13 people, 7 black and 6 white, were picked to go on a journey from Washington, D.C., the capital, through to the deep south where they knew the Klan and most of the opposition would be. They left Washington on the 4th of May. By the 14th, they'd arrived in the south, and up to last point, there'd been very little issue. On the 14th, members of the Klan got on the bus and beat up some of the Freedom Riders, slashed the tyres. The bus driver on the 15th refused to take them any further for fear of his life, and they had to fly down to New Orleans down the bottom. 10 other people on the 17th arrived to continue the journey, but they were arrested and taken 150 miles away by the obvious racist police. 3 days later, on the 20th, riders got back to Montgomery and Klan members attacked the bus again, and some riders were very, very seriously hurt at this point. On the 21st, Martin Luther King spoke to the riders and convinced them maybe to look after themselves as well. Over the next few days, more and more people came and continued with the protest. Eventually, 328 more people were arrested by the end of the summer, but eventually desegregation happened. Although it was the law, down south there were still white and black areas. This pressure continued to work, and eventually there was absolutely freedom to sit on a bus wherever you liked in both north and south.